You all are doing multi-cloud. You've got all kinds of virtual interviews for benefit seekers, et cetera. A lot of different aggressive postures going on both the technology side and the business requirements side. No question you have a lot of different examples here. Give us one that you'd like to highlight that just sort of rings the bell that you all are super proud of.
Well, first off, I have to do this because this is a bucket list item for me. Mike, I really want to go to the moon. And if you can arrange for me to get a flight, man,
Hey,
I will, you can have my firstborn. Well, you probably want the secondborn actually, but no, I'm
but
just
you're
kidding.
only going to be able to do it after me because I want to go too.
Luke, we'll do it together.
All right,
Um,
on. I'm with you. I'm ready to
no,
go.
so, there's so much going on. It's hard to keep, it's hard to keep track of it all. And I think really, if one of the things I think we're most proud of, and one of the things we're really just driving forward, which has just become one of our saving graces, has been the security automation programs that we've been implementing. We fell into security automation, I say, primarily because of an incident that we had. Kind of dodged a bullet on one of our cloud systems, learned a lot of really valuable lessons, hard lessons, painful lessons, very sleepless night lessons, but lessons nonetheless. And we walked away from that realizing that, cloud is wonderful in all kinds of ways, but one of the things that enables is this whole concept of security automation. Not only can you automate the alert, but you can also automate your response. And this was sort of an eye-opening moment. Now, this occurred 5, 6, almost 7 years ago now. And we spent about 2 years failing at it, really. I mean, we really didn't have, we figured all the ways you're not
Learning.
supposed to do it,
Right.
fell
You fail,
forward.
you learn. Right.
It's the agile methodology that we employ
Hmm.
here. And in doing so, we crafted and started building out a program. Now, one of the things that we found that was even more valuable is the ability to show a return on investment. In other words, we could demonstrate, hey, if we invest X number of dollars into this program, we can show you with real dollar values how much automation is saving us in labor hours and in costs.
Hmm.
And I think in the first year, and we thought we were, by the way, rocking the world when we did this, well, it was actually the third year. In the third year, I think we managed to carve out about $600,000 in automation savings. Now, that's not really a savings, but it's an opportunity. It's things that we're no longer having to invest our time and energy into, and allows us to focus on other things. So it's sort of a different way to look at it. But we thought we were rocking the world. But jump forward to today, and this year, I think we're going to probably push about 28 million in automation savings. That means that every time we generate an automation, we calculate how much labor hours that would have spent doing that, and then you have an ongoing live dashboard of and tracking. I actually have a way I can go in and look at it, tell you what it is exactly minute to minute. But then we realized, this was great for the SOC, but automation had to be bigger. It just had to. The program, cybersecurity program was bigger than just the SOC. So we started looking at risk. We started looking at governance. And I'm also very lucky as a CISO to own identity security. I own the ICAM program for USCIS. And so we started looking across the board about how we tie automation into all those programs, doing the exact same thing we did with the SOC. Because, if you think about it, when you're like USCIS, as I mentioned before, is about 90, actually, probably make the argument for 95% cloud. If your infrastructure is code, well, your security is code too. So that means that we began investing heavily in development teams for the security. So if you walk into my SOC, you have your security analyst sitting on the floor, and you also have a development team sitting on the floor. They sit side by side because they are of equal value. My risk program has development teams associated with it. My governance program has development teams associated with it. My ICAM program is all development. And so integrating that level of automation and bringing that together to, break down the silos between even in, security programs have a terrible habit of creating silos within themselves. Using those automated tools to break that down. We're actually in the process of automating all of our risk management. We're a heavy user of ongoing authorization. Every system we have is an ongoing authorization. And it's a very heavy lift, both in terms of manual processes. So we started automating that. We're actually in the process of automating governance so that I'm tired of PDF documents. There's no reason for us to be doing it that way. We want to be able to automate and generate a security plan. Why couldn't we do that? And so we're close to doing that. I think just the recent release of OSCAL, the Open Security Controls Assessment Language protocols that have come out that are going to allow for machine learning for a lot of our security documentation is just a huge win. So we're in the process of implementing that as part of our automation program. So, and not only that, if you think about it going forward, especially if you want to do zero trust, zero trust is all about going to the transaction level. The only way you're going to do that is with automation. And getting your feet wet and doing it, in small bits and bites as you go along, and kind of eating at that elephant with one small bite at a time, is really the most successful way. Now, I wish we could say we were so smart and so forward thinking that we planned it this way. We didn't. We fell into it. But the reality is now as I kind of reflect back over the last 6 years and the value that that's adding to my overall security program and allowing me to do things that other security programs are struggling with because of that, I recognize the value that security automation has played in my overall program. It's really allowed us to push the envelope in a number of different areas.